Hey everybody, it's Saturday morning. Welcome back to the Collectors Radio Show. Every Saturday morning, that's what we're doing here. So anyway, oh boy, has it gotten cold around here, but not as cold as like we're in the parts where my buddy that lives up in Minnesota. I think they're in like the below zeros. And nothing like what did he tell me one time? Because he lives in the he has a lakefront property, and he has a dock and everything that goes out to the lake. And he fell through that dock one time. He said he fell right through it because the boards had froze, and went right through it like glass, boom, and busted his ribs up pretty bad. And he went to the doctor, and they said, "Oh, you got docked," or something along those lines. And I guess it's that common of a thing over there. Crazy. So it's definitely not as cold as those parts, but it's definitely chilly for me, especially coming from the island. I mean, not used to it being, getting like that, but it is nice. I do like the colder weather. It is definitely, I'm more of a fan of that for sure. The heat, not so much. I don't mind the heat, but it's when it gets to the point where, during the summer and the peaks where, I mean, you're talking where it's like 110 degrees, 115 degrees. I carry one, and I went out. This was during the midst of the 2020 episodes that we were going through. And I carry one in myself. We figured, well, if we needed to distance ourselves, what better way to do this than to go out and, go out to the range. So we went out there. It was just two of us. And I think we decided to go out there during, I want to say it was like July or something. We got cooked. We definitely got cooked. We had a lot of fun, but we got cooked, man. I definitely, I started feeling like bacon years and that whole bit. So going through that. Anyway, yes, we got some other things to talk about this time around in the show. Got some, actually, we're going to talk about some services and things that other companies provide and kind of give shout outs where shout outs are needed. And stay tuned because I have received a letter. Yes, I got a letter from somebody that I'm going to go ahead and read here on the show. I think you're going to find that very interesting. You might want to stay tuned for that. So, all right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and read some comments. Anyway, in no particular order. Again, if your comment wasn't read, could have been bold, could have been, I'm just reading it, or you commented after the production of the show, or some of your comments are just, we deemed it not necessary to read. Sometimes it's just outrageously silly that we're just not going to read. Okay, here we go. Or you're just too crude for school. All right. Jeffrey Richardson says, beautiful Model 29s. Yes, we did. If you didn't catch last week's show, we brought out a bunch of Model 29 Smith & Wesson head frames, blued steel, polished with wood grips. Can't beat that. All right, this one here is from Steve, and Steve says, Revolver Mania. I love it. I like Smith & Wesson, Colt, Ruger, all great guns and revolvers, as well as semi-auto pistols. Thank you, my friend. You're very welcome, Steve. We appreciate you coming in and commenting and hanging out with the Collectors Radio here every Saturday morning. Jerry says, lovely revolvers. Yes, absolutely. We definitely like bringing out the revolvers. We got another one out here. Another Smith & Wesson. This one here, Jerry read yours, sorry. T, my friend T over there. Congrats on 11 years. Here's to 11 more. Yeah, that's crazy to think. 11 more. What's that going to be like? All right, and Jeffrey Richardson agreed. I want to know I'm getting my money's worth. Yes, I think that's the main thing is we all spend our hard-earned money on things. All of us working stiffs, us working class people, our 9-to-5ers to keep the wheels turning, so that rich people can line their pockets off our sweat. But you know what? It is like I want to make sure I'm getting my money's worth, and I want to know, and some companies value that, and some companies actually realize that. Kind of a hint towards this letter. So anyway, Mike, this one's from Mike. Hello, JW. Your comments about kids playing outside was spot on. That's right. I did. I saw some kids playing outside, riding their bikes during the ending of December and stuff. Right now, it's too cold for them to do so. But I did see them out. I was almost like I wanted to stop and take a picture. I was like, "What? The kids playing outside?" Um, Growing up, my parents would say, "Go outside and play." I heard those words a lot. Be home by dark. Don't miss dinner, or there won't be any. um, we would we would drink out of the garden hoses. I did too. I was a garden hose kid, and grab some handfuls of dry dog food because my mom always said, "If you better eat something, or you're not going out and playing." Well, yeah, I ate something. Ride our bikes and play ball in the street. We rode our bikes down to the street area. Had a cul-de-sac, and the end of the cul-de-sac was, there was no houses back then where there were. It was just woods. Those woods were our playground. We went out there, built forts, threw rocks at each other, you name it. We had 3 TV channels and would argue who got to answer the phone. Yeah, we actually had a phone like desk growing up with the phone, the Rolodex, the phone book, and all that, and definitely got yelled at for dialing 411. um, Great times. I wanted a Model 29 most of my life. I finally bought a 629-4. Very nice. Ooh, I would like to have a 629 4, the 4-inch. Yes, you definitely got a good one there. That was one that I have never been able to find. A nice older vintage 629 4-inch. I've always looked for one. I'm gonna find one day. When I was in my 50s, I couldn't be happier with it. I keep it in a fairly rare Bianchi 16L flat holster. Oh, that sounds. I have a Bianchi X15 for my 8 3/8. But yours sounds a little bit neater. I'll have to see that. Fairly, yeah, Bianchi. When riding motorcycle in the mountains, I carry my 629 in a homemade pancake holster on my hip. The holster carries that revolver so well that I can't even feel it is on me. An unbelievable gun and holster combination. My holster is very similar to pancake holsters made by Rob Lee at Simply Rugged Holsters. The Simply Rugged holster is what I carry my new Anaconda in, and combined with a wide leather belt. You would wear a heavy revolver all day and hardly know it's there. That's pretty cool. I used to carry, back when I was working in the indoor range, I actually carried a full-size government model Colt 1911 45 auto, so it shot real bullets. And remember, you used to, you felt it over time. Of course, I just had it in a simple pancake leather holster that I made myself. But over time, you felt it a little bit until I finally, I moved to a Commander, lightweight aluminum Commander in 9mm. All right, and then that's our best wishes from Montana. That's from Mike, everybody. That's really cool stuff. I love when you share a lot of the stuff like there. And that 629 4-inch, that must be a beaut. Man, that thing is nice. That would be something I would definitely cherish. Joe P, my man, Joe P, swig of coffee for Joe and all the working stiffs. Good morning, JW. You're spot on about getting grips. Or holsters or anything else custom. When you have a chance, years ago, there was an old woman on eBay who sold custom etch inserts for the rubber grips used on the Ruger GP100s. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The little panels. I bought several from her. I still love them today. But when I went back to about a year later to get another one for a fairly new acquired Ruger Alaskan, nice, her site was empty. I'm guessing she passed away. Well, that's sad, to think maybe, if they had passed away. There was a lot of really cool eBayers like that I used to get stuff from. One was one called Armchair or something, I think. I think it was a lady too. And I bought a few things from her. I bought some old Fix grips. They were the yellowish aged. Well, they probably started off white, but they were so old they yellowed. They were fake stag. I bought a few of those from her because she used to pop up with all kinds of vintage cool stuff. old canteens and stuff like that. But yeah, now she's gone too. There's a few other people. There was one guy, Platters of Splatter. They were actually selling old horror Blu-rays that, a whole bunch of them. And if it was out of print, they would still have them, and you could still get them from him. He's gone. I haven't seen him around much. I think last I did see him, he didn't have as much stuff as he used to. I don't know, but I think also the reason some of these people are disappearing, hopefully not because they pass away, but I think it's because of the tax reasons. These people are getting taxed to death when they start making X amount. No matter what, somebody's just trying to become, an entrepreneur or whatever, man. I tell you, they're just getting you. They're getting you, and they're taxing these people to death to the point where they're not doing it, and they're not, and all that. So it's a bummer, all kinds of stuff kind of, it just hinders a lot of things. Even like the platform that we do, I feel like it's hindered creativity, with the different restrictions now. I think it put handcuffs on the creativity that some of the people were able to, once do, that are not doing it anymore. Like I used to watch a fellow named Angry Grandpa, which he sadly passed away, some years ago, several years ago now. It's crazy to think that. But you know what? That was one guy that I don't know. He was just funny. That guy was a riot. And I remember watching those of us that got really interested in him, got really immersed in him and felt like you were part of his family, or he was part of your family or something like that. And I tell you, when he passed away, I got teared up, man, because that sucked. That guy, even though I never met him, but, still, like, we knew him. We knew him through his videos. But what I'm saying is, yeah, he had foul language. That was basically almost the name of his game. But some of the stuff he said was darn funny, even if it was riddled with profanity. But, now it's like, oh, you can't, don't swear, but, whatever. Now, that you can't, that kind of stuff. I mean, but if that's part of the nature of the art, art is not safe. But, some of it, and I hate to see artists get shackled and held back. When, something like this platform that we do here, I love it because I still love it, even though, yes, it's changed, but it still gives something for everybody to turn on a camera and showcase some kind of talent that they got or doing, not everybody, but, for the most part, it lets somebody do their thing and do what they want to do. And I think it's still important to be able to do that. All right, this one's here from JR. Congratulations on 11 years. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, it's coming up real soon. Well, not real soon, but in 6 or 7 months here. Actually, yeah, July 4th it will be. All right, TAB videos. Always good to see you, and always good to hear from you, Trees Are Blowing. If you guys don't know who Trees Are Blowing is, now known as TAB videos, tab. Stands for Trees Are Blowing. Always thought he just had an amazing channel name, but really good guy. Can't speak highly enough about his channel, and you never know what you're going to get. Really cool stuff. I like guys like him because that's the real deal. He's out there just filming it, checking it out, and telling you the truth about what's going on. I like guys like him. Absolutely. Slim Fire, Happy New Year, JW, and a good morning to you. I know what you're saying. I grew up in the 60s and 70s and couldn't wait to get outside, ride my Schwinn Stingray bicycle all over the neighborhood. That was good times, a lot of fun. Thanks for the video, Slim. You're very welcome, Slim, as always. Definitely, I think that's, I myself, like I said, I grew up doing that too. Riding bicycles down, got our bikes down to, and of course we had to walk them up because we walk up the hill, because that's Hawaii for you, full of hills, everything. You wear your brakes out faster than anything, I tell you. Lion Quest Fitness. I miss the early days, or the early YouTube days, when everything was so much more organic and spontaneous. Also, where have all the firearms channels gone? I miss a lot of the similar ones. Seems like the bigger ones have given up or gone to Rumble. And so I don't know. I mean, you know what? Unfortunately, I don't keep up with too much firearms stuff on there. I know a lot of people are trying to move to Rumble, and I've heard a lot of that. Honestly, guys, I mean, I don't mean to sound like this, but you know, if they're going to take me down, they're going to take me down, and I guess that's going to be it. But then, yet, I do have the other stuff that I've been doing. I do have another channel that I've been doing, Stranger Oddities Show, and I do things there. I'm not as active over there as I am on this one, mainly because this is obviously our Saturday show, but that one's geared more towards my, you know, I have a lot of love for the movies, collecting physical media, especially the horror genre, and you know, on everything encompassing the horror things. What you actually don't see around in here is I have a lot of memorabilia that I've collected over the years, signed posters, meeting directors and actors from a lot of my favorite horror films, and that really is something I'm extremely passionate about, and always strive to try to, you know, keep the collection going. And a lot of times that's where my spare money goes. It really does. I'll go to the record store, the used record store, and I'll drop a lot of money on just DVDs and Blu-rays and vinyl records and things and VHS tapes and stuff like that. So, but yeah, anyway, you know, I don't know. A lot of, you know, yeah, I know what you mean. In the early days, a lot of things were very organic and spontaneous. I would like to say that I did a lot of stuff that was really just like, uh, Buddy and I would just write something on a paper and just be like, hey, what do you think of this? Yeah, let's do it. You know, get together, and we, you know, what was nice is we had, you know, land and property, and you know, of course, you know, areas that we could just film crazy and wild things, you know, and just let it go, let the camera roll and see what happens. You know, my friend's like, hey, I got an idea. Let's, you know, let's take a whole vat of corn syrup and dump this thing in and see what happens. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I don't know. I guess, you know, as they say, the good old days. All right, Crazy Scotsman, glad you are getting the enjoyment out of it already. I have, very much so. It has been definitely something I've been enjoying. Mostly the hand loading aspect of it. Like it. I like it. I like shooting that moderate magnum load out of it and just enjoying it for what it is. You know, and not feeling like I'm wearing out my beautiful vintage 1971, you know, true dirty Harry gun, I guess. All right. I prefer the bigger grips personally, fit me better, and you know it's going to be good. Good show and a table full of blued steel and wood grips. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know, again, back on those grips, you know, I thought about that. I said, man, I wonder if I should change these out or whatever. But you know what? I like it for what it stands for. It's the new model. It's like as I carry ones. It's the new kid on the block. So I left it outfitted with what it came with, and you know what? I'm good with those. I'm kind of like, you know, I'll keep it like that. You know, it kind of helps differentiate it a little bit from the old one. So, all right, and this one here is from Snoozer. Snoozer says, Batjack, is the Colt Grizzly a Python with a ported barrel? What you're talking about, assuming, is the new the Kodak or the Kodak or whatever, not the camera company, but the Bear. Um, the Kodiak is the 44 Magnum one, I believe, right? And the Grizzly is the 357. I know which ones you're talking about. One's a 44 Mag, one's a 357 Magnum. Is it the same as the Python? From my understanding, it is. The only difference is I think that's the cylinder's unfluted, rather if you like that or not. Personally, I don't like the looks of it unfluted. I like the flutes on a cylinder. That just to me screams some kind of classic. I like that. So with a ported barrel, I believe so. And it's also 4-inch, I think. The barrel's a little shorter. So yeah, that's what I think they are. And I think they have like a little bit of name on them or anything. I don't think they did the thing where like Smith and Wesson did, where they put paw prints on it or something like that. But no, but yeah, that's what it is. I mean, if it's, you know, something that you like, then, you know, yeah. But yeah, do I think it's just a Python with a ported barrel? Yeah, I do. I do. I think it's just the Python with, you know, they didn't have to flute the cylinder and then they just ported the barrel. So, you know, so that's what. Yeah, I do believe that, because I mean, they're not going to retool anything. They're already making these frame sizes and stuff. So, you know, that would be my guess. All right, and Jack says Santee likes you, so I'll give you a try. Well, don't believe what Santee has to say, but anyway, no, Jack. Welcome to this. This is what we do. This is not about me, my friend. This is about every single one of these people that comments here, and we read them. We got a lot of people that are always the same folks coming around, regardless if you comment or not. You may not comment. You're always here. This is their show. I'm merely just the host here that handles it. But welcome to every single one of these people we just read through. This is who makes up this whole thing. They are the Collectors Radio Show. They are this channel. It isn't me. But yeah, I mean, feel free to hang out with me. But a lot of these guys, this is their whole gig. This channel is all these people. It is all these subscribers. It's everybody that clicks on these videos and watches them. So right now, currently 268 views on the last show here. That 268 people and out of all those people that literally stay till the end of these half-an-hour programs or 40-minute programs or whatever we do. I mean, that's who the show, that's who this channel is, and that's what it belongs to. So, but yeah, anyway, but welcome aboard, and hopefully you'll like the content and what we do. This is what we do. We don't do anything else. This is just kind of what we kind of do on this channel now. All right. I want to know how many of you guys saw last week's the thumbnail for this. Did you guys see this? I wonder if you guys saw that. Did you guys see it? How many people knew what this was about? I'm going to tell you what it's a little bit about. This is a total, I guess this is a fake label that I had made up. I had somebody help me do it. It's nothing, amazing or anything. But if you actually look at it, it's all kinds of stuff from the movie Magnum Force with a bunch of other things that are just totally like thrown in there just to like go, what, huh? Like if you actually like scratch your head a little bit and watch it. So Ted Post, and it says Ted Post Ammo Inc., Milius Manufacturing, Warner Brothers, but if you actually look at this carefully, and if you think about it in the context of the movie Magnum Force, you'll get a kick out of it. All right. So I got some stuff to talk about. I ordered some stuff from, Dylan Precision, and then I also told them, I said, I was having issues with my my powder checker. My powder checker alarm was kind of like acting up on me a little bit because I don't know what it is. I've had this machine like 15 years or something like that, but it wasn't actuating for and I told them, I said, well, what was going on? You know what was really cool? They sent me a brand new one, the buzzer, basically, and it's just the housing. So I'm gonna have to attach it, because they give you the pin. Looks like the pin's in there as well, but there's that's the way they sent it to me right there. Battery included. Hey, how about that? Batteries included. The thing with Dylan Precision is I gotta say, like, if you're gonna, like, in the beginning when I was doing the reloading, I was told, if you're gonna get a progressive press, get a Dylan. That's what was told to me, and I kind of follow that trend. You know what? I gotta say, yeah, they're up there. I can't really say that I've had experience with everybody else or anything like that, because I really haven't. But I am a big fan of Lee Precision. To me, probably the best reloading company or equipment out there that offer products is going to be Lee Precision. I'm going to say that above all, because why? Their products work. Their products are simple and they're inexpensive for the most part. So Dylan Precision, you want to step your game up, do a little bit more speed, and that kind of thing. I would say Dylan Precision. My only gripe with their stuff would be a lot of their little parts and pieces that are on the thing. It's like some of this stuff. I don't know. It looks like it's something you like. I'm not trying to speak ill about them, but it's like the person designed this like own a Harbor Freight or something and had a bunch of like pieces and bits laying around. But anyway, they make good stuff, and I'm actually very happy with mine. I have a very old 650 press and everything. So then I've been dabbling around a little bit with the 550. So I'll talk a little bit more about that later in the future shows. Future shows. Okay, I got a letter, folks, and if you've kept up with me, do you guys remember I posted a Sunday unboxing video? Right. And what I unboxed was a target, a steel target from a company called Mike Gibson Targets or whatever. And yeah, Mike Gibson Manufacturing sent me a letter out of the blue. I didn't ask for this. I definitely, anyway, so I got the letter here and it says right here, I'm going to read it out. I'm writing to thank you for your recent purchase of the MGM product. When I make a purchase as a consumer, I'm trusting the company, trusting this company to provide good value for my money and excellent customer service that I expect. I recognize that you, big letters here, have put the same trust in MGM when you place an order with us. Please know that your trust is not taken lightly. We always do everything we can to live up to your highest expectations and continue to earn that trust. Your order is sincerely appreciated. Much of my family started shooting competitively in 1994, and I started building steel targets that same year. A huge component of the design criteria was I don't want to work on the targets when I am at the range, and you shouldn't have to either. If any product we manufacture doesn't live up to your expectation or fails to provide the great value that we build into every one of our products, please let us know. Occasionally, problems arise. I can assure you that we always strive to fix them fast. My personal contact information is below. Please contact me at any time. I am always glad to hear that everything was perfect. And I'm also glad that if when a customer lets me know if there's some areas we can improve on. Again, please accept my most sincere thanks for your business and your trust. Now that's pretty cool, and I'm not kidding you. Mike Gibson, the president, supposedly here, and there's also Travis Gibson, assuming next to kin or family or brother or something like that. They're both their numbers are on here, their cell phone numbers, and including their email addresses. That's pretty cool. A little bit of current update on the popper target that I bought. That is what I bought. It runs around by the time you get it shipped out to you and everything. You're talking right around a couple $100, a little under. But I always round up, so I'm never surprised. But yeah, a couple $100 for this popper target. And I bought mine as plain Jane. No, I didn't buy what they call the sniper legs. Did not buy those. I just bought the target itself. I'm kind of like, I'm cheap. I'm like, I'm going to build my own legs. Yeah, I'm going to build them out of wood and shoot them up, and then I got to replace them. Smart guy. Anyway, but no, I'm actually really happy with the target. It's held up very nice. It seems to be rock and rolling. I do not shoot anything hardcore at it, meaning I don't shoot rifles at it. Everything I shoot at is handgun. It has eaten up most of my 44 Magnum moderate loads that I've thrown at it. It has definitely eaten up a lot of those. My 44 Magnum loads are not too crazy. 200 grainers thus far. Might buy some 240 grain lead, but I'm using a pretty moderate load as compared right now, currently. I don't know, but I'm running out of the unique powder that by Alliant, because Alliant seems to be like full-blown non-existent to the consumer market. Like, you can't get any of their stuff. At least I haven't seen it in my neck of the woods. I don't know how many other loaders out there have seen it in their side of the fence, but Alliant powders have been non-existent, at least definitely over here. I had a barrel about 8 pounds of unique, and I burned through almost all of it now, so I'm out. I'm down to the last bit of it. So anyway, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I was just brutally honest about when I talked about it, and I don't know. I highly doubt they saw that video because I didn't title it at all. MGM targets or anything like that. And come on, I mean, for anybody, any big companies or anything like that to notice the little old me out here, highly doubt it. But no, and the one thing I did mention was the fact that when I ordered the thing, it took them like 13 days to ship it out. If I was gonna complain about anything, I guess I'd be a little nitpicky. I would say shipping time is a little, yeah. I was, even though, yes, now given all things up front, they tell you right there on the website that that things take like 7 days to ship. Okay. But I was under the impression that because this thing was in stock, that, was not out of stock or something or whatever, that I guess the layman's side of me says, you take the thing, you put it in a box, and you ship. But anyway, no, but that, I guess, but that's not so much. I mean, it's not like they lied about it. It's not like they didn't tell you up front that it's going to take a while to ship. I'm just impatient. I'm a very impatient person. When I want something, I want it now. I wanted it yesterday. That's one thing I will say about Dillon Precision. Most all the time, anytime I've ordered from them or got something from them, and by the way, this powder checker wasn't all that I got from them. I was getting conversion kits, purchasing conversion kits from them. I'm not kidding. These guys sent this thing out like right away. I mean, this thing was like in the box, boom. Like I called them that morning, they shipped it out that afternoon, same day. So that's the kind of stuff we were talking about. I've had really decent customer service with people, companies over the year. So Kimber helped me out one time. It was back when those of you that go back with my channel way back, when I had that Flat Dark Earth Kimber Desert Warrior, back when I had that. I was having how you could say was a premature slide lock back. Rounds still in the magazine, slide lock back to the rear as if you're out of rounds. Called them up, asked them what's going on. I gave them the serial number. They said, oh, it's, you have an improperly fitted slide stop. We'll send a new one out to you right away, ASAP. Boom. It was in the mail. Excellent customer service. Dang. Ruger has done the same, similar things, Ruger's taking care of it. I know it may shock some people, but actually Colt took care of me. I needed a rear sight for a 1911. That wasn't a normal rear sight. It was one of the, OG U-notch, old school World War I style sights that their custom shop was doing. Guess what? They dug one up and they sent it to me for free. And they took care of it for me. I was kind of surprised at that. I really was. I didn't think I was going to get one, but they did. They hooked me up. So there are some companies out there that are pretty good. I would like to say, they're pretty good. Don't try not to focus or dwell on things that are bad. I'm not going to do that. But anyway, we brought out a Smith Model 19. Yes, old school Model 19. This is the only 19 I got right now. Can you believe that? Wow, this thing is a bit worn, a little bit more worn than I remember it. And you can tell it's worn because look at that. It's been used a lot because the extractor rod is almost silver. So that is a good indication that this gun has been shot quite a bit. Not by me, but when I got it. So this was one of those that I bought. And you guys know I'm a really big snub-nose revolver person. I just love these things. But I bought this at one of those event shows over the weekend. And I remember going there to this. I've had it for a while. I remember going there and I said, that's what I want. I knew when I was going there. I knew what I was looking for. And it was this snubby Model 19. What is it, like a 2? I think it's a 2-inch barrel. 2.5 probably with the, with that. But it's the 2. And it's been featured in some films. And I like it. I like the way it looks. It just adds that iconic look. And it's been in a few films. It definitely, it shows up in some movies. Most predominantly, you can see it in The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis. He's got one in there, and also in the what is that movie with Josh Brolin? He's a cop in it, but he's got one, and I forgot what the movie is, man. I can't believe that. But he's got one, and he's carrying around with it. I also know the TV show, which although I have not seen it, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Danny DeVito carries one of these too, in that, or at least he shows up with it. I haven't seen it, but I do know that he's got it in there. There's a couple old school movies that this shows up in, so that's kind of why I really always wanted one, So that was one of those times where I went out specifically to find it, and I found it, got it. I haven't shot it a whole lot. I maybe shot it once or twice, but that's about it. But it's kind of one of those that I just glad I got it. It's cool. It's blued. Yeah, it's worn. It shakes around a little bit, but not too bad. But it's definitely, that's another indication, people. If you ever see a Smith and that extractor or ejector rod right there is really worn, it's a good indication it's been shot out quite a bit. It's got a heavy turn ring on this one, and I tell you, that thing is heavy. And that cylinder does have a lot of play in it. A little bit of definitely forward and shake. So whoever probably owned this before I did probably shot a handful of 357 Magnums out of it. A lot more than I've never shot a 357 out of it. So it's cool. I like it. I decided, you know what? I'll bring that one out and show it to you guys. It is an older one. It's a pin barrel and recessed cylinder. So if you like a lot of the old Smiths, the old Magnums and stuff, because the Magnums is what they did it to. They would cross pin the barrel and they would countersunk the cylinders. This one is a dash. What is this one? It's a -3. That's what this one is. It's a -3. So I think the other one I used to have was just 4-inch barrel. The one was a -4. But I actually, looking back at that other one, the Model 19, I'm actually kind of really interested in buying one of the new Model 19s and checking that out. But no, this one's pretty cool. Believe it or not, I actually kind of want to get one that's not pinned and recessed because the cylinder will be slightly shorter, kind of give it a different look. I don't know. Call me crazy. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you next weekend, and have a safe one, and take care of yourselves.